So we are only going to discuss the NAR agreement referencing the listing agreement, not how to do a listing agreement, but the NAR parts of the listing agreement. With your new listing agreement that you recently received since the Nar settlement, it should clearly denote how much the listing agent is going to make and how much the seller, if the seller is willing to pay the buyer's agent. You leave it and you fill it out just like they tell you. Hey, Mike, I'm going to give you 3. I'm going to follow your advice and give 3 to the other side. I want to induce them to make sure that they're there. Fill it out the way you're supposed to. Now, you have something that is called an unrepresented buyer, unrepresented tenant. You should put in your listing agreement in the notes section or the writers section or whatever section that it says you can type in there. And you should put in there, unrepresented buyers shall be treated by or will be dealt with by the listing agent, and the listing agent will collect the fee that is mentioned above in whatever the buyer's payment clause is. So if you negotiated 6, well, now you earn both sides when you deal with an unregistered, unrepresented buyer, period. How do you overcome the objections on that? Well, you're going to have to tell the seller, hey, my liability becomes this big if I don't help them. My only suggestion to them is to hire a lawyer to do it. That's it. That's all you have to say. And then you tell the seller, which is true from my perspective, most deals when you have a lawyer have problems. You don't hire a lawyer when you don't have a problem. You only hire when you do have a problem. And they want to make sure they get their billable hours. So they will do whatever it takes. 5 minutes, bill at 15. And if they answer a phone call, they get to bill you again for another 15, even if it's another 5-minute call. Boom, 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 boom. I'm not getting involved. I don't want to get billed. I don't want to have any problems with that person. So I tell the person who's unrepresented, we resolve the problem. My owner will be paying me to deal with you. How much is it, Mr. Michael Rash representing me? I get paid the full commission rate of 6% on this deal. There's no discount for you. So how much is the buyer's agent going to get paid? I am the buyer's agent and the listing agent, a total of 6%. But how much is the buyer's agent? You're not a buyer's agent, Mr. or Mrs. Buyer. Therefore, I don't have to disclose it. And that's it. It's a little bit of a wall, but you should do it. I have other discussions about filling out listing agreements, but this is something that you must stick to. Get paid for working. Don't get paid for being, don't get paid to be a taxi cab or problem solver. You're only problem solving for your client. And if that other person becomes your client because it's a fine-edged sword on the responsibilities, they have to find the FAR contract. They have to find this thing. They have to set up their own inspections. They have to drive you nuts. The moment that you start getting involved in setting up their schedules, you might be subject to certain what would be perceived as a fiduciary responsibility. And in Florida, we are transaction brokers. We don't have a fiduciary responsibility at all. We have to be honest and fair. Account for all the money and maybe 2 other things. But beyond that, we don't have any fiduciary responsibilities. We don't want to be fiduciary responsibilities. We don't want any. And that's all I have to say about the listing agreement right now.